Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Hunter Call of the Wild, where we won't be going on a night hunt because, well, again, it's not exactly my favorite thing to do, so we're going to just advance the clock a little bit. And I have to say, we are recording this episode of Call of the Wild the day right after our premiere for the Mandibles finale, and it went over amazingly well. Thank you guys so much for being able to attend, and also just interacting and, well, watching. I do admit, one of the things I noticed it was more from my end, you guys have probably been knowing about this for a long time, but is that it's not the best quality of videos that go out. Unfortunately, there's also not much on my end I can do. It's something that actually YouTube does. Like, we'll just move this along. Like, one of the things that YouTube does is, unless your video has a high number of views or you have a high number of subscribers, you actually get given a different video codec that all of your video uploads are, like, processed with. So, let's take somebody like, say, Markiplier, the Gaming Beavers, Graystill Plays, some of these bigger channels that have a lot of subscribers. If you right-click on the video and hit the Stats for Nerds, under Codecs, which I think is like the maybe the 4th or 5th line down, it'll probably say VP9 or something like that. That is your highest quality of codec that YouTube kind of lets you put your videos out in. If you're a small channel like myself, or I think even Saurian Target is another small one that has this kind of encounters a lot. Possibly. He actually has a fair number of subscribers to him, so I'm not sure. I'll have to check a video of his to see. But if you were to do the smaller YouTube videos, like say less than 1,000 views on them, or less than 1,000 subscribers, it'll probably be something more like AVC or something like that. That's basically like a second quality or second rate codec. So even if I try to hyper boost the quality in my renders, they're all going to get processed through YouTube through a smaller codec. So there's not much I can really do to boost the quality. So I just wanted to apologize for that, because that's one of the big things I noticed watching the premiere with you guys is both my internet connection wasn't the best, and just that it was really pixelated and pretty blurry for a number of things. So I wish I could improve that for you guys. It's just how YouTube kind of operates. But at least, like, series like Call of the Wild, what's really funny is that the rendering settings that I use for Call of the Wild, I swear, I trimmed my mustache a little bit in order to look a bit more cleaned up. A little bit more cleaned up for the premieres, like the finales. And now everything like the new facial hair trying to grow back is saying, "We curse you for cleaning yourself up. We're going to make you itch like crazy." Okay, just get that. But the render settings I use for Call of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Minecraft are the exact same settings I use for rendering out the Carnivores videos. So you can see how the difference in quality can really hit some videos over others. But anyway, enough little rambling and ranting. You guys are here for hunting. And we are going to do some more archery hunting and more bow hunting, because it is my favorite kind of hunting in Call of the Wild. It feels a lot more engaged and a bit more challenging than just regular, like, rifle hunting. Oh, excuse me. So we're just going to probably keep working our way down for this outpost. We're probably going to try not to get too distracted along the way, just see what opportunities come up. And probably just keep this a nice, I'm open half-hour-ish for the video. I know that's one thing I have to try watching a little bit better when it comes to some things, but we're pretty much in a... Nope, mule deer just now, actually, eh? We might be able to call that in. Let's see, which caller do I need? No, that's the elk. There it is. Oh. Okay, well, it is a female, so I don't know if we will really call it in, or we'll just kind of leave her be. Like, I tried mostly to keep the hunting... Well, real-life hunting is... You can go after, like, does and that, but you focus more on, like, the males for the antlers and displays like that, if you can get them. If you are starting in the hunter and just leveling yourself up, go after anything that comes across your path. It is... Everything's helpful in the early stages. And there's not actually, like, any penalties that'll be put on you for hunting anything in particular, or not in particular. Okay, so we got... Oh, Lord, look at that herd up there. God, like, when you find a herd of elk, it is like a super herd in a way. And funny enough, they're all these female-only groupings, too. You very rarely come across males in their numbers like that. I'm just trying to see if I can get a better spot, because maybe there is a male somewhere in there, but look at just like a lot of females. Oh, there's actually a warning call from a bear back here? I'm surprised at that. I didn't think we'd be really moving that much to warrant a call. I can't even see it, so maybe we'll even try getting the bear to come after us. Because we do have the predator call. So we'll see if we can try bringing the bear in. We'll leave the elk alone, though. Just because, like I say, it's a big herd of females. We could try exploiting it and sort of making use of their bad AI to keep drawing them in and just slowly down one or two at a time, but I don't like to exploit it that much. I mean, if you are in the early stages, I'd recommend doing it because it can be a grind getting yourself up and kind of established in the game. So let's see, because we did hear the warning call, but I thought we might have been able to see the bear. We'll try doing a few more and just see if we can get a response out of it. I just want to see, what is our, like, big bear hunter one? I think we're basically using... Okay, no, we'll have to put in a new set of arrows into something that we're going to use. Oh, just a straggling female? Yeah, just a random straggling one of the elk from the big group that went by. Okay, we're just going to back up a bit. One of the skills that I got in, like, the Tree of Sword... Oh, is that another one? Oh, yeah, so it is just a couple going on through. I guess a few stragglers for that big grouping. Oh, accidentally hit the run to be on. Didn't want to do that. Yes, there's a lot to pass through. Okay, so the ammo, we're probably going to be aiming for more big game, so we'll use the 700 grain arrows on that one. And maybe even the 600 gram on the crossbow. Oh, there actually is an elk, or a male in that grouping of elk that was going by. Went by pretty fast, but we may be able to call it in. And I did see a little bit of color there, so I'm guessing that's another female coming on its way through. Now, sometimes you can distract the elk and get them coming in from your calls, although if they're going for a need zone, it's probably more than likely you're not going to be able to sway them off their path. Looks like, though, we might have... Oh, yeah, we managed to get a few of them on their way. It's more that male that was... Okay, yes, we got her there. I must be somewhere... Oh, there he is. Just want to back up a bit. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge, because we want to go for him. Okay, we got a hit off on him, but I don't think it was a very good one. I was hoping to try to get the heart, but trying to aim front on is very difficult for, like, deer or... Oh! I say that, but he's already down, so actually that worked out pretty well. I always have troubles aiming, like, straight on for when it comes to deer and that, because either the bullets or the shots don't penetrate very well, or they just kind of, like, hit the legs or shins, or just don't go for any vitals. So I'm actually very surprised we got this one down with the crossbow as easily as we did. Yeah, so we're not going to worry too much about the females there. We'll let them go on their way. Yeah, I'm surprised that... We must have gotten a lung with the shot, then. Here he is. Can we get that back? Because I think... Okay, yeah, it doesn't seem I'll be able to get that back. I know there are some archery skills you'll pick up that'll let you reclaim arrows from. Yeah, this is where you talk about wonky penetration. We got, like, that far in from one arrow, so I don't think that's quite right. I do have to give it to a very nice rack on it, though. It's actually very symmetrical for... I mean, there is a little more deviation when it comes to up in the top left, or I guess it's top right antlers, but it's still a pretty good-looking elk, so we'll definitely take that. Oh, and glitch into another dimension there. Oh, and we do have a few others coming on through. I mean, if we really wanted to, I suppose we could try using using our longbow on one. And there actually is a skill you can actually... I think it's one of the very last archery skills. You can actually shoot from this prone position, but I have no idea how well aiming exactly works for it. Okay, it sounds like they're trotting on by, so maybe we'll just let them go. I don't exactly feel like chasing them too far, and we do want to just try getting to a new outpost eventually. Yeah, they've gone on their way, so you know what, we'll head back for the main road and keep going to the south and see what we can find out there. We never did get the bear to come in, though. Or it might have been coming on its way and we started going after the elk. We got a bit distracted, but overall, not too bad of a start to a hunt. If you are going to be a bow hunter, I would probably have to say you're going to either want to heavily rely on a call to bring the animals in, or you're going to want to basically find a good spot to sit and use the sense to bring them in. Trying to actually, like, follow along a trail and get to an animal can be very difficult without spooking it. I know that is probably the hardest part I've had. Like, going after the bighorns, since they don't have a call and I don't think they have a scent you can actually use, they'd probably be one of the toughest animals to actually try using bow on. We got pretty lucky because they were just kind of hanging around the one need zone so we could sneak up on them. But if they're in travel mode, it's going to be very difficult for a bow shot on them. But I do like this added depth that archery hunting provides. It's more... You can't just spot it out in the distance, line up the shot, bam, and you got the hit off. You have to think methodically. I can go to this grove of trees, which will sneak me a little closer than I can judge the distance there. There is the wind you have to consider a little bit, but I've never really done it that much. I think the big thing that I really probably should use is in the bottom right of the screen. Oh god. I swear all I've had to drink is water. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. My body's just strange like that. You can see there's a little, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the little hexagon down there with the arrow pointing to a deer. That is actually my... Oh no, that must be from the perk tree. Is that... Yeah, that's in handguns. That's ranger. It lets you judge the approximate distance to the target kind of, like, in your kind of imaginary crosshair, because you don't get one. But how far away you are from what you're aiming at, or what distance the animal is from you. And for archery hunting, that is very, very important. God, come on. We can snap out of that. It's important because when you aim using something like the bows that don't have a sight to them, like, if we aim, you don't have much of a frame of reference for, like, center and high and low and different heights like you do on some of the sights. Like, the compound bows have, like, 5-pin sights and that. Even the crossbow here has the 3 dots that give you some reference. But for when it comes to pure traditional archery, I do think there is some just like gut feeling almost to it, where when you feel like the shot is lined up where you want, you'll got a good bead on it. It does take a lot of practice with it, and even my gut feeling shots that should hit sometimes go up or down or all over the place. It's one of the hardest weapons to really get a good feel of for your distance and to aim high or low. What have we got here? No, it was just an elk. I wonder. Doesn't look like there are any dropping slides. I want to see if it was by here recently, and if it was, we could try calling it in and following up on it. But the tracks aren't really going to give us too good of a time frame. We need droppings, and it looks like it goes off pretty far, too. Yeah, we'll just take out binoculars, take a little look up there. Yeah, looks like it is just more tracks going off. Oh, cool, we'll stick to the road and keep going for that outpost. I do want to definitely try making it for this episode, at least. Because we did get a little sidetracked last time we were out with the night hunting and going for... Well, I think we were chasing, like, old trail of the bighorn in circles, almost, because it seemed like it completely evaded us. And we're not going to worry too much about stuff like the quest stuff for the maps. Oh, we got a warning call, which is actually pretty good to get. So she's... Oh, I can see her. There she is. She's actually surprisingly aware of us. Like, I didn't think we would be making that much noise or that easy to see. What we're going to do is we'll sneak into this grove of trees and kind of scoot our way up and then be able to look at getting a good shot on her. We'll probably be using the longbow for this. I could use the crossbow or our special sight one. But I mean, this one, in some ways it feels a lot like cheating with how easy the scope makes it to aim for stuff. I do want to get a little more practice in with the longbow and just improve... Oh, that's not the longbow. That's the longbow. Just get our archery skills improved more. Okay, yeah, so she's still just right there. I don't know if we'll be able to call her in or not. We should probably be basically invisible, because I am going to talk about the HUD a little more. If you look straight down from where I am, you have the hexagon, which is the ranger skill. Beside it is basically what your equipped icon is for what item you might have out, or your ammo count if it's a weapon. And then the three things below that are your heart rate, which is going to affect how steady your aiming is and how well you can hold your breath for a shot. The one to the right of that in the middle is your visual detector and how easily you are, seen. Like, if I stand up... Okay, no, I'm still in the tree, so that won't change. Like, what it is right now is the most hidden you can possibly be. And then you'll probably see that'll go to, more of a solid white line with a little bit of underneath to it, or a little semicircle under it, or a full semicircle. It's basically like your stealth meter that you've seen Skyrim use a bit. And the one to the right of that is just the amount of noise you make. So she's actually given us a pretty nice shot there. Yeah, you can see just the few steps I took. Oh, hello. Who are you? Ooh, I actually like the coating on her, the color of the coat on that one much more than her, but she's a biggin. Okay, so you're 102 to 165. Oh, actually, you guys are in the same weight range. It's just, I do feel like I'd prefer to go after that guy back there, so... Well, I think we're going to use our... Actually, let me make sure I have the right arrows for it. 2 to 7. No, I'm going to need stronger than that. That's what I need. Oh, and he's lined up perfectly for us as well. Okay, I'm fairly sure it hit him, but he's not moving. What the heck? Like, you guys saw him have the little flinch, right? Okay, that one definitely hit him. But yeah, I could have sworn the first one, he did a little stagger and just froze up there. And I don't know where she went. I think she should still be around here, because I don't think she went running off anywhere, did she? Okay, we'll get the longbow out just in case. But yeah, that is a weird turn of events. I could have sworn the first one had definitely hit him, and that... But, no reaction out of him. I don't know if she did go running off or not. I didn't really hear much footsteps like she was in a sprint, so... We do want to be a bit careful. And we do have the first aid kit, which will help patch us up if it does run and smack us. You're never going to encounter anything like carnivores, where it's generally going to be a one-hit kill, or the animals will... Oh, sorry. The animals will pin you and attack you and kind of maul you. It's more, think of almost like a bumper car, where it'll smack into you, the screen will go flash red, and you'll lose some health, but I don't think there shall be anything that will really, one-shot you and take you down. Okay, I am going to start walking, but, Okay, we had definitely seen that the shot we took caused it to flinch. but there's only a register of one thing with blood. Oh, and something else is up there. Oh, another... Okay, so... Is that an... Okay, no, it's an elk. It kind of looked like similar coloring, so I wasn't sure. And, I mean, it would be interesting to be able to try getting him. The only problem is that he's basically got a... Well, he has bodyguards around him. So let's see just about trying to follow this up a bit. Yeah, so I think he ran off to the right there and came in from the top. And we'll see if they present us with an opening. Because they are still quite a ways off. And that might be a good thing to use the crossbow on. No, they're hanging pretty tight to him. It really does seem like he has an entourage of bodyguards to keep him safe in there. Okay, I thought I'd seen another one there. No, so... I don't know if he'll move or they'll move. They're definitely keeping very tight to him. Yes, the bear definitely ran up that way, so... I don't want to go too quickly because we're going to make a lot more noise, but you can see, like, there's the line and the semicircle under it. I can't remember exactly what each stage of it mean. Oh. Well, one of the elk is glitching out a bit, so... I think that's going to make it more challenging if we do want to try going for him. So unfortunately, they're kind of well, sort of together. One is definitely bugging out a little bit. Okay, no, we're going to crouch down because we can sync up and... We are going to make some noise as we're going, but not as much as we're, like, completely prone here. So we are getting a little bit away from the one bear that we shot, but we are going to go back for him in time. It might even be just a good idea to give him some space, let him kind of calm and cool down. And where are they now? I might actually even go a bit faster, because, like, I am losing them in the bush a bit. Like, I'm not too worried about those two, because the females usually take a while before they'll spook. The biggest problem is that male, and the one that's... It does seem like she's almost, like, glued to his one side just to be a pain for us, but... So I'm going to stand up. Oh, okay, we're going to crouch down again. Yeah, no, I think it does seem like they are basically acting as bodyguards, so I don't see us being able to get in there for a good shot off on them. Okay, well, if that's the case, we can leave them be, and we can actually start picking up a little bit of time as we go back to the track the bear left. Like, if you have the time, you could probably try to figure out and plan, like, okay, let's call them in and sit here and wait and see what openings we'll get, but because we have been going for quite a little bit now, and we do have a wounded bear, let's try to focus on him. Okay, just must be a little bit of... Oh, he actually does have a good amount of bleed out to him, as he's down to the 25 to 50% range. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we're starting to lose the oh, no, there they are. Oh, actually, he's right up there. Like, depending on the power of the weapon, sometimes they don't even need a vital hit, and in time, they will go down from the bleed out. And that's what happened to this poor guy here. I still feel like the first shot should have hit, but maybe not. Let's at least see what he's registering and see. Yeah, he only has the... Oh! It actually got through his spine. Now, how the hell did I manage that shot? I threaded the needle between his lungs. Like, makes me wish you could zoom in more on the screen and get better details, but... Threaded the needle through the lungs and got the spine. Don't ask me how I made that shot, because I don't think I'll ever be able to make that again. I gotta remember, if we're aiming for him, so the heart is centralized. It's not like humans where it's more on like one side of the body. It's more centralized. It is a little bit on its left side of it, but it's more closer to like the neck for the bears. So if they stand up, okay. Let him phase out of existence again. So if we want to aim for the heart or try getting a nice shot like that, we gotta go a little higher. And dead center actually was right on. We just aimed a bit too low and, again, managed to somehow go right through the lungs. Alright, Hunt Club Beta. Yeah, here's the weird thing about this is, it seems like they still can't figure out how to program the Hunt Club stuff right, because as soon as you get level 1, you can claim the rewards for every level of that tier. It's really strange. Okay, so just more female elks. Oh yeah, probably... Actually, this is probably the herd, or the little grouping we saw back up on the hill that just came through here. So we can leave these all be. Hello. You actually sound very interesting to try bringing in. So we'll try an elk call. Our own little fake bugle. And see if we can't get a nice male with a longbow. Like the crossbow, we got a pretty good shot off. Again, I don't think it should have had that penetration, but the game will be wonky a lot with its physics and the hit detection. And even where it displays on the animal as well of where it hit or not is pretty off too. We had the bison where it looked like we just kind of clipped through the shoulder and somehow we basically had shot through the front and out the butt. With a... I can't remember if it was with a rifle, but I feel like it was just a bow and arrow. But anyway, we called that elk in. We're going to try to just sneak up to this little grove of trees here. And we'll try using that to get a little bit in closer. Just because it gave a warning call, it's a little more alert. So you don't want to super rush towards it. You want to almost like cautiously approach. Just like how it's doing. This might be cautiously approaching with us calling. The animal AI, as long as it's not caught in like going to a need zone, is fairly good and fairly smart. Oh, I guess we have some turkeys around here. Actually, do we have the turkey gun? We do have the turkey gun, so we could even try going for a turkey if we find on the way. Yeah, the call basically came from over this hill, so we want to be careful as we're going over it. It's basically like carnivores, where don't be in too much of a rush to get over that hill, because you never know what could be coming up the other side of it. As long as we can stay around the bases of some trees, the skills that let you blend in a little more easily become very, very powerful and helpful. Sometimes you can get calls back, like mating calls, that they've heard your call and are responding, but other times you won't be able to quite get as lucky. So you have to kind of go off of where you think you might be able to get a visual. And I don't know if you can call too often as well. That's another thing I'm a little unsure of. I think if you call a little too much, they'll be a little more alert and kind of avoid it. But I don't know for certain. Okay, so we got some tracks here, but they're just turkey. Yeah, they're more turkey tracks. And that's all that's here. I thought we might have heard another call from the elk, but maybe what we'll do is we'll stand up and we'll do a little bit of walking, see if we get another warning call. It's a bit of a gamble doing this, because if they are close enough that you startle them, you probably won't get a warning call. Instead, they'll just go running off, and then when they're way off, they'll give a call. Yeah, these are all just turkey tracks going out that way. I don't even see anything like the elk tracks that we possibly had heard, so we'll focus back on that outpost and try making it there soon enough. We are close to the half-hour-ish mark. I won't really edit anything out of the video because, I mean, hunting experiences like these are probably good just to have, like, the full overall thing so you can get a sense and feel of how it might be to be out hunting and seeing what it's like to track and go after stuff. Well, I actually got the turkey in a run, so who knows, maybe we'll actually be able to pop one or two before we're done this episode. We are slowly getting there too, so it shouldn't be much longer before we'll just get to the outpost, claim it as ours, and then end things off there. So that way we're into a whole new stretch of Bearwallow Basin. So, if the name is fitting, expect a lot of black bears coming up. Well, speaking of, we're already seeing quite a few tracks. Yeah, you know what? We'll just get for the main road and then keep on walking down. The turkeys have almost been suicidal on the way too, as they'll fly over your head and towards you, so it might even be good just to... Oh, hello! Okay, so where are all you going? It looked like they were all just females. Yes, they're in defensive mode right now, so I don't know if they'll... Oh, wait. Oh, okay, you're another one, but the coloring on that one is really different, so that might be a good one to try going for. The only thing will just be trying to follow along with it. Yeah, she's going really far, so I don't know how close we can get to her. But we'll be ready with the gun, because they might do more circles and that as they're in their defensive state. I'm not entirely sure how the turkeys sort of operate for their AI. I'd assume they would have been more they'll fly up through the trees and, like, just run off that way, not this defensive behavior that we've seen with some of them. But turkeys can be fairly brave birds, to be honest, and actually rather intelligent, because turkey hunting in real life can actually be a very challenging challenging endeavor. You have to watch things like if there's anything like metal glint from sunlight catching your gear, or even how well put together your blind is. It can be very in-depth trying to hunt turkeys in real life, but... Well, I can't really say that I've had the experience, but just watching some hunting shows and listening to how the hosts and, like, hunters talk about their experiences, it sounds like turkeys are ones that will... very finicky, and you have to outsmart them really, really well. Although, so far in the Hunter, we haven't really noticed that, because, again, they've been almost close to suicidal if they've been flying at our heads. Oh. Okay, so there's a warning call from a bear up here. Here I am thinking of we're going to find a turkey, instead we got a bear angry at us. Yeah, let's try calling her out. We get to get a bear with the longbow, so this might be a good opportunity to try. But yeah, I was not expecting the bear just to be, like, right there. Usually they're a lot more timid, and it'll take a bit before they'll... Oh geez, okay, she is very eager for that call. Ow, yeah, see, that's what they'll do. It's almost like a little smack and then run away. But, oh, really? That didn't even actually do that much to her. We will just use the bit of first aid on ourselves. Oh, don't I have? Oh, I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess I must have used up the last of it. Oh, or maybe we put it away because we were... I might have put it away because we were trying to take all the archery stuff with us, so... Might have to be a little bit more careful, but she may even bleed out as well. But that's basically what the animals will do. They'll basically come up and give you like a little slap and keep running away. I think only if, like, they'll get stuck on a tree or something, they might accidentally get stuck in place and you'll get, like, registered hits. It really is like bumper cars, where if they bump into you, they'll take a bit of your health away. Yeah, it's very low, so I don't think we'll see her back. I think she's probably going to be quite a ways ahead this way with her running. Could try calling her back in and using the compound bow to get her, so we'll see if we can do that just to kind of speed it up a bit. Yeah, I think she's gone for a good bit of a jaunt. Probably just like the other bear that we encountered, where she's gone quite a ways off. Wasn't expecting her to come dashing out like that, but some of the lower scoring animals will be that reckless. That's the best word for it. It's the ones that are higher scoring where it kind of gives them more experience, and the AI is like, okay, let's not be quite like that. A little melody, but these are what we were seeing. Okay, so there are some turkeys around here. They're actually coming our way. So it might not be a bad idea just to see if we can get one or two of them. Oh, and there's actually the one we want to get. Shoot, missed it. Yeah, so we got a couple of turkeys we can snag here. And they just, again, flew right over our heads. I was really hoping we would have gotten that one colored one. Not really much to see for a turkey, though, but surprisingly a large amount of money for them. Almost 1,000. Yes, we got those two. I don't think we're going to see the turkeys back, but I would like to just see about the one bear. Since we did wound it, let's actually try to be proper hunters and put her down for good. Follow our bit of morals for hunting, if you will. I know the Hunter Classic, if you wounded an animal and you didn't put it down, you would basically like get a little automated email from the bot system to say that, oh, you shouldn't leave them wounded like that, you gotta go and track and take them down and yada bada bada. It's just kind of annoying because... Oh, hang on. Did you turn your way up this way now? Okay, so now it's... She might have actually been behind us when we went after the turkeys. Yeah, I think she was. Oh, no, no, no. We don't want to sprint because that's going to scare her back off, but it's a good sign that she might have been turning around, so that might mean the call worked, and we can try getting her again. As long as we don't get distracted by the turkeys once again, we might be able to put her down and thankfully stop her from suffering much longer. That, I think, is a real testament of if you're a true hunter or not. You don't go looking to cause suffering in the animal. You're looking just to take it down and make as much use out of everything of it that you can. It's not just to get one shot and make it bleed out, it's to try to get for the least amount of suffering possible. Oh, so we are right at the border between. I mean, as much as I'd like to use the longbow to take her down proper, I'm not exactly the best of a shot with it, so we will stick to using the sort of cheap sight in order to do it. I mean, it may even be possible that she's bled out already, though. From what the blood is telling us as we've been tracking... Okay, I don't hear anything approaching, so I don't think she's nearby yet. Yeah, she's still got some health to her, so it probably might be a bit before she'll be at the stage where she's down. She's basically kept us going in a circle, though. Okay, it sounds like it may be nearby. Ah, see, now this is where it gets really confusing, because we know this is the freshest trail for her, but that says old. Give us time frames for how long old means. Like, that is the biggest issue I have with that kind of tracking system, because the timing seems way off. She was just bleeding and has been running like that, so... It's just not a very good system for trying to understand how the tracking's been going. Okay, from looks of it, I think she basically... yeah, I think she ran up, looped back, and is coming back down this way now. Or is... No, that's the... Maybe. Yeah, it almost seems like she's going back over herself now, because I think that's the initial spot where we shot her. No. Yes? God lord, this is confusing as heck. Well, we know that there was more fresh blood up this way. Yeah, this is another part where archery hunting becomes very, very tricky trying to sort out. And this is still saying old, isn't it? Yep. I don't know if the age becomes because of the distance or the actual time apart. Okay, so I'm guessing all the stuff up this way has to be from her more recently. Or not. God, it gets so confusing trying to track stuff, because as you can see, it's like this disjointed arrow mess of stuff on a little mini-map there. And it's not like you can zoom in better to get a really good look at what's going on. Like, this is the last recent one we have from her. And we have something there, and tracks coming back this way, even though we know she... Okay, so, okay, you know what? If she's at 0 to 25, I think she might actually be down somewhere, so... We're going to just try running and finding her. Like, look at this confusing mess of tracks. Oh, Lord. Yeah, archery hunting, you really, really want to make sure you know where you're aiming, because otherwise it gets to be a pain to find anything. But we finally found her. She definitely went quite the distance. Like, we got her, I think the initial shot was down around here, all the way down, all the way up, and maybe even was coming back this way. It's just a confusing mess of everything. And surprisingly, how did we manage that? Because I thought we were aiming... You know, where is her lake? So we shot too low. I think? Yeah, if we shot low, it means we weren't aiming high enough. So, like, that's where it gets really confusing about about hunting without any aim or any sights, especially for bow hunting. It just gets to be a confusing mess of stuff. And as much as I want to make it to the outpost, it looks like we're going to be quite a ways off still, so we'll probably just snag the ATV next time and hit that, and then probably just go and keep going a little further, see if we can hit some other stuff. Or, if you guys want to see another reserve, because I do have a few others, I believe. What is H? Yeah, so if you want to see anywhere else, like, I don't have the Fernando or the Verhonga for maps, or Cuatro Colinas, but I like Hirschfelden, the Medved Taiga, Silver Ridge, Leighton Lake, or the Yukon Valley. You guys want to see any other reserves, you just leave them in the comments and we'll switch on over to something else. Because we have been here for at least 10 episodes, so if you guys want a little variety, you just leave a comment letting me know and we can take a little trip to another reserve. For now though, we will end the episode here. So, thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Call of the Wild. If you do like the series or the videos I do, be sure to leave a like and a comment right down below. Let me know, and if you have any questions, comments, feedback, I always try to respond as soon as I can. Until I catch you all next episode though, hunters and survivors alike, please remember to take care and stay alive.